All right, guys, here we are. This is the warm-up that we are going to be doing today. It should be focused. You should be able to see what we're doing. I'm going to tick this off as we go, clicking all the boxes, etc. But I'm going to take you guys through the full comprehensive warm-up. So you guys just saw what I'm going to do. It's going to take me about 25 minutes. So I'm going to take you guys through that, and I'm also going to go through the session today. Now, today's session is not too much of a crazy one. We had an injection yesterday in our hip from our good old sports doctor. Still having a little bit of grief in the hip, but it's definitely improving, and the quadriceps actually improving as well, which is really good. So we're on a good steady linear path, which is fantastic. We're going to do some front squats today. We're going to do maybe some muscle cleans after, and some really light pulls. Just get the body moving a little bit. This is something that I'd like to do just to keep my body moving around. Front squats maybe up to 180 kilograms, nothing crazy, but I'm just going to show you guys how I go about that whole approach. And obviously I'm going to take you guys through the whole warm-up, because I had a lot of people actually message last video saying, hey, can we see the whole warm-up to see what a weightlifter does at an elite level before they train? Do they just put their shoes on and train? Do they pick up a bar, or do they do prehab work? For myself, mobility is so important. So I always prioritize doing at least 20 to 25 minutes of specific movements to get my body primed and ready to go. So let me take you guys through the session today. So it's 8:45. I've got Caleb for an hour, because that's how long we do our shoots for. So this warm-up's going to take about 25 minutes. First thing that I'm going to start off today is GHD holds. Okay, so I do these before I train. Just going to do 2 sets. I'm going to superset it with band YTAs on the machine over there. So this is what I like to do, because I got my watch on. I know exactly how long I'm going to be doing it. So come over here, Caleb, a little bit closer. I'm making sure that my heels are nice and flat. I'm putting the foam roller in between my thighs, and I'm squeezing it as hard as I can. This is giving me a lot of hamstring and glute activation, whilst keeping my pelvis in a nice rigid position. So I'm tucking my pelvis like so, and I'm loading up my hamstring and glutes. Okay, my ribs are down. I'm not extending my back. Now, this is the complete opposite to what I'd be saying if I was actually Olympic lifting right now. You know, I'd actually be extending my back, but with this movement, I don't want to do that. I want to keep my lower back flat. I want to keep my ribs down, as you can see, so I can really feel my glutes and hamstrings. As you can see, I'm shaking already, and I've only been doing this for 30 seconds. So I've got to do set for 45 seconds. So I'm gonna keep doing that. And you can see, guys, I'm shaking. It's really hard to talk and do this, but I'm good for the video, guys. 3, 2, 1. So that's the first set. And Caleb's just gonna film as I do this, guys. So I'm gonna jump over to this machine over here now, which is Iron Edge wall-mounted cable machine, which is so useful, guys, if you don't have a lot of space. And obviously I don't have a lot of space at my gym, but it's wall-mounted and it has all these different cable attachments, so it's perfect. So what I'm going to do here is a cable machine YTA or YTW. So what I do here is it's for scapular retraction, as well as making my shoulder blades are nice and warm for the Olympic lifts. So I go up into this position, 90, press into a Y, touch at the top, back into the Y, back into the 90, straight and down. That's 1 rep. I'm going to do about 6 of these reps, and each repetition feeling a bit more of a squeeze, a bit more of a contraction, a couple of cracks. You'll hear that on the mic. So that's my first set. So I've just supersetted the GHDs and the machine YTAs. Now, I'll just do this as I go, so I get it through done quickly, because a quick warm-up is good. And as you can see, I'm breathing a bit heavy. I'm not very fit, I'm a weightlifter, but doing this quick helps me get warmer faster, and I can get into my session quicker. So that's what I'm gonna do today. So let's go straight into the second set. But this time it's only gonna be 30 seconds, because I'm lazy and I don't wanna do 2 sets at 45. So let's go and hold it there. Obviously I was talking before, but I do like to focus on my breathing when I'm doing this exercise as well. And the breathing really helps reiterate those ribs coming down, that rib cage staying nice and down, so I can feel as much glute and hamstring contraction as possible. So let's do that for another 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. So that's the GHD's done, and my glutes and my hamstrings are on fire right now. But this is really good for injury prevention, and I've been doing this since I was 19, 18 years old. because I had really bad L5, S1 disc herniations, protrusions and bulges when I was younger, and this was the exercise that one of my chiros at the time prescribed me, and I've honestly done it ever since because I've gotten such good results from it. And it's funny, as soon as I stopped doing this exercise, I feel my back. So I don't know, maybe it's a bit of autism, maybe it's a bit of craziness, but I love GHD glute holds. Let's go on to the next set of our machine. Oh, sorry to cut you off, Caleb. Machine YTAs. Straight into it. Squeeze at the top. Breathe out. Expand the rib cage. Breathe out. Let's do one more. And you can see how this position mimics the Olympic lift to an extent. In that snatch position. So every warm-up that I'm doing today is going to mimic what I'm going to be doing in the training session that you're going to be seeing. So anyways, that's the first two things I've done in my warm-up. Let's grab my phone. You don't even need to see this zoomed in. It's all right if it doesn't focus, but I'll tick it off as I go. So I've done my GHD holds, done my machine YTAs, 2 sets. Now we're going on to thoracic extension with the foam roller, as well as quad rolling. So grabbing out the foam roller here. Oh, you guys will hear that. Lots of cracks. So usually I'll just roll around, find those really tight spots, or those spots that just feel really, really tight and super disgusting. Now that I feel a little bit better, I'll start to move my hands over the top, and you'll hear this crack on the mic. Ready? Like that. We'll do another one. Not quite. Oh, we're actually all right today. Not bad for cleaning 200 this week, eh? Yeah, so the session, it's been a pretty good week of training. Monday we had a pretty big session, so body's feeling it, but still keeping the warm-ups the same and consistent. So that feels good. I just do that until I feel good. Sometimes I'll do that for 2 minutes, a minute. Today I'm just gonna do it for a minute because I feel fine. Other times I'll be on this bitch for 5 minutes. Just depends. So now I'm gonna go into my quad. So remember I was telling you guys I was having that little bit of a strain in my quad, my ITB. Been using the foam roll a lot to help deal with that. So going on the side here, laterally, and loading up my quadricep as well as my ITB. I want to clarify something, guys. I'm not a physio or a health professional or a chiropractor or any of those allied health professionals. I'm an Olympic weightlifter who has competed at the highest level, and this is what I do to prepare my body through my experience in training. So if it works for me, that's great. It doesn't mean it's going to work for you. So I'd always recommend see a professional, see a health professional that understands anatomy, biomechanics, all that stuff, and find what works. I've tried so many things for the last 10 years. This works best for me right now. But you know, what's to say in a year's time this will change? You know, there's always going to be certain things I need to attend to. So feeling that there feels nice and routine. I actually saw the chiropractor today. He got into it with some manual therapy. Shout out to Westside at Flemington. Jason, absolute genius there. He got me in really well today, so that's feeling good. That's it. That's my foam rolling stuff done. So we'll tick that one off. Now we're going to do some trigger work. So I'm just going to grab my trigger ball over here. Black trigger ball. Coming on an angle. I'm going to firstly trigger my left glute. Now, why do I trigger my left glute? I'm only going to trigger my left glute, not my right, just my left. Because, again, I've had that issue on the ITB as well as the bursitis, which is why I had the injection yesterday, actually. I find mashing up that glute before a training session really helps release that fascia and helps everything just sort of gel a little bit better. And I'll move my knee into internal rotation to external rotation just to feel different positions, or even put a bit more body weight into it like that. Oh, that feels disgusting, but it's good. But I can also get very lazy when I do this sometimes, guys. Just stay there and be like, yeah, I'm doing it, but I'm not even doing it. So I really got to push myself because I'm on camera, right? So I'll get into there, and that's enough. There's no set times, or, I mean, there's a rough idea of how many times, like, you know, minutes or sets and reps like that, but it's just based off feel, guys. It's the same thing with my weightlifting. Now I'm gonna go onto my right scap here. So coming down onto that nice meaty spot, sort of that subscapularis like that. I'm gonna put my shoulder into here. I'm just gonna move my arm into external, internal, external, internal. Now I only do this on my right side, funnily enough, left for the glute, right for the shoulder, right? Because I do get quite a bit of impingement on my right side. I've been having this for like the last 6-7 years, but it's just it's just how my body is. Like, I've tried to address it. I'm just naturally a lot tighter on my right side. You know, people are going to have imbalances. You know, Caleb, the cameraman here, he has imbalances on some sides. You know, it's very common in weightlifting. But what's important is you have an individualized program that addresses those needs and can help you stay on top of it whilst we're doing the most important thing, which is our snatch and clean and jerk and our Olympic lifting. So for me, my right side gets a bit tight, so I'm going to do that. Does that mean you're going to do that? Maybe not. Maybe yeah. I don't know. So anyways, that's enough for that. I'm pretty happy with how it's feeling. Again, it's not going to feel amazing, but it's going to feel better than what it was before. And that's the point of mobility. It's not to make you feel amazing before the session. It's just to sort of prime the body a little bit, you know, get things feeling a little bit smoother so that when we pick up that barbell, it doesn't feel like we're going to die. So that's that part. Now I'm going to do cat cows and nerve glides. So again, working on those scaps. My hands are going to be facing, my palms are going to be facing outwards like so. I'm going to come down. And I'm going to squeeze up. Might even be better if we get it from the side, Caleb, so you can see the thoracic. So we're going to come down, extension, flexion, extension, flexion, or as I say, deadlifting, cleans, deadlifting, clean position. So very different, as you can see, guys, right? But this is good to really work my thoracic spine. Nice cracks there. Feeling nice and warm there. So let's do another 3 reps there. Again, I just do this based off feel, guys. Sometimes I'll do 20 reps, sometimes I'll do 50. It depends how I feel. I know on Monday, after I had that really big session where I cleaned 200 kilograms, clean jerked 190, snatched 155, missed to 160, and deadlifted 270 for 3, I was doing this for a solid 3 minutes because my back was so stiff. All right, so now that I've done that, I'm gonna jump up. I'm gonna do nerve glides on the wall. So what I'll do is I'll get my palm facing it that way here, real nice stretch in my forearm as well as the front of my shoulder. I'm going to go this way and that way, and you hear a little crack there, this way and that way, this way and that way. As you can see, the cracks are starting to go away, which is good. All the things with cracks and stuff, guys, actually, again, based off my experience, not a health professional, it's essentially just fluid that's just being trapped and it just releases. Nothing bad, it's nothing, you know, it used to be this old myth, you know, if you crack your fingers and do that, you're gonna get arthritis, and you're probably gonna get it anyway, you know. So we'll go on to the left side, same thing. Looking to the left, you hear a crack now. But the reason why I'm doing this is so I can open up my neck, my traps, trapezius, rhomboids, again, all useful when we're in that overhead position for when we're weightlifting. So very important there. Let's do 2 more. And as you can see, I'm picking up the pace, I'm picking up the tempo as I finish each rep. I'll do 1 on the left side because again, I get a bit more grief from the right side, so I'll always do a couple more sets on the right side, and we'll just do 1 more on this side. Again, guys, I'm not showing you this video for you to just copy what I do identically. I mean, if you want to, it's out there, you can do what you want, but I don't think you're me, and I hope you wouldn't be me. So let's do another 3 there. And again, all these exercises that I'm doing is just things that I've found over the years very useful for me. You know, I've seen so many different physios, I've had so many different injuries, so many different setbacks. So I've kind of found what works best for me. And this is, you know, this is kind of what I like doing. So that's the cat cows and nerve glides done. Now what we're going to do is a specific movement that I've been doing recently to help with that truncal bursitis, which is what I got the injection for yesterday. It's going to be a straight leg glute hold. So I'm going to go down. I'm going to put this foot into 90 degrees like so. I'm going to stretch my leg out as far as I can, thinking that my hips are coming down. I'm now going to put my heel inwards, so it's going to be external rotation, so I can feel my glute firing, and I'm going to push down, and I'm just going to hold it. I'm just going to hold it there for 30 seconds. It's just body weight, but man, it starts to burn. And this is something that causes that issue that I have with the bursitis on the trunkia, is I don't have my glutes activating in the right spots. As you know, the glute, we have the glute med, the glute mod, we have so many, the glute major, we have all these different muscles. It's not just the glutes, there's so many different muscles in our glutes. I'm not an anatomy expert, but there's a lot of stuff there. If I'm only activating one part of it, what about those other 2 or 3 parts that need to be activated? This drill activates the one thing that I really need to activate. So I'm really starting to fire up here. And as you can see, I'm starting to turn my foot a little bit more so I can feel more of a burn. And that's it. So I'll do 2 sets of that, just like 30 seconds. So we'll rest up a little bit. Yeah, we'll do 1 more set of that. And then we'll go into the next thing, and let's reflect back on the clock. We're at 13 minutes 40 right now. I don't think Caleb stopped filming, which, I mean, I just won't shut up. That's good. So let's go into that next set. But I think it's good for you guys to see this, because this is raw. This is not edited or filtered. This is exactly what I do. So you guys get an idea. Now, I do this every session. You know, like I said, the other vlog, I'm very meticulous. I'm very careful with what I do. I like things to be organized, and I like routine. And as an athlete competing at an elite level, I think routine's really, really important. But it also is important to have balance, because sometimes being so obsessed with the routine, the organization and control, you know, we don't always have that in competition. You know, what if something happens? What if someone lifts more than you expect? What if you get a niggle? What if something comes up that you can't control? So it's important to also have a little bit of variability and be susceptible to change, which is something I'm trying to work on. And that'll be that. Beautiful. So now we've got 3 more things to do. We're going to stretch for 5 minutes, and we're going to do goblet hip rocks and hip 9-9s. I'll take you guys through that one first. So goblet hip rocks, what I do with this is I take my shoes off. Nice Paris 2024 shoes that are disgusting. You give them a nice clean. Just grab a 10-kilo dumbbell here. Real simple. Good catch. Gonna put it out in front, making sure my big toe is pressing nice and hard on the floor. I'm just gonna go down into a squat like that. And I'm just going to rock from side to side. Now, the reason why I take my shoes off with this is so I can get a bit more flexibility in my ankles and my calves, but working mainly on a thing called dorsiflexion. Now, dorsiflexion is very important in Olympic weightlifting, because obviously in the overhead position of a snatch or the catch position of a clean, we need a lot of flexibility in our ankles. You know, if I don't have flexible ankles, that's my range for a squat. If I have more dorsiflexion, look how much deeper I can go in the position. So ankle flexibility, mainly, ankle dorsiflexion, is super, super important. The opposite of dorsiflexion is plantar. So that's where we're just gonna go straight like that. That's still important. Think about it when we're doing a jerk, plantar, like that. But for most movements in weightlifting, having good dorsiflexion in the ankles is really, really important. So this just helps a little bit open up my hips, gets my glutes firing a bit, but also works on that nice flexibility in that dorsiflexion. So again, I'll just do this till I feel comfortable. There's no real set time. I'll move my feet out. I'll go a little bit wider. It's like a sumo stance, as wide as I can go, because I've got really shit hips. Oh, and that'll do me for that one. So that's that first one. Now, on the topic of hips, we're gonna do some hip 90-90s, okay? I love doing these as well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into a Y position. I'm gonna push down like so, and then swap sides. Down like so. I'll get a nice crack in my lower back as well if I hit one of these. I'll show you how that sounds now. A little bit. There you go. It works the lower back, the SI joint, the sacroiliac joint. And as I get more range with these, I can actually start to lift my feet up. Now, if I had really flexible hips, which I don't, unfortunately, I would be able to do this with my hands. But as you can see, I can't, because I'm just useless. But you know what? I can snatch 165 kilograms, so I must have some flexibility. But for real, I just don't have very good hips, guys. It's probably my biggest weakness in weightlifting. Is my hip flexibility is not amazing. Doesn't mean I have a shit bottom position. It's just something I have to work on a little bit more. I've got to be a bit more diligent in it. But when I'm getting on 165, 170 kilograms back, I can hold it, I can stabilize it because I work hard on it, you know. It's definitely not my strength, but if I stop doing the stuff that I'm doing now, imagine how much worse it would be, yeah? So that's why it's really important to find a few things that help with those issues. I come from a rugby background, so naturally my hips are just really, really tight. I have very bad internal rotation, which is that movement, as you can see. Externally though, fantastic, no problems here. I'm going to get myself to a nice external position, which majority of weightlifting is, but internal is also very important. So if I just go into this position here, external is fine, internal, that's my range, it's stuck. That's really bad. So, but I've made it work my whole weightlifting career because it's just something that I've done. Yeah, so let's just move that around a little bit. going for time? 18:30. That's great. Okay, cool. Let's do that stretch I was talking about. So I'll put the clock on. 3 minutes, 5 minutes. What I'll do is I'll just do ballistic stretching, okay? So it's a combination of static and ballistic stretching. What is ballistic stretching? It's a normal stretch with a bit of movement, okay? So it works a little bit more range, as opposed to just being static. I'm actually moving around a little bit to get a bit more range in the joint. This also mimics my Olympic lifting positions. We don't stay static when we do Olympic lifting. We're always moving around and around. So why not mimic that in our warm-up routine? So I'm just moving into different positions. And this changes every session, you know. I might feel really tight in my hips for one session, so I'll do more hip stretch focused. I might feel really, really tight in my shoulders, so I'll do more thoracic stretches where I might come down into a cobra position and I'll come up at the top there and then go down into a cow position, dog pose position and come back up. You know, there's so many different things I'll do. The point of this is for me to be feeling flexible, you know, and when I feel like I'm stretching well and my body feels nice and open, that's usually a sign that I'm ready to start training. And you know, after those heavy sessions, this shit doesn't feel good, but today I'm feeling okay. So again, the session focus isn't going to change, but it's just something that, you know, it's good to know, a bit of peace of mind. This is actually my favorite stretch for my lower back. You guys might cringe. So I sit back, hold onto my toes, and I just move from side to side. It might look a little bit, how you going? But it is such a good stretch for that lower back, that release in that lower back. Like I could go into a pancake and just stretch out like that. Yeah, that's great. But doing an actual stretch where I'm going here and I'm feeling that lower back, completely decompressed, keep my arms relaxed, feeling that position. I can just move right round and round, through the left side, through the right side, through the midline, hamstrings are stretching out as well. And again, I'm doing this ballistically. I'm moving around. So it's the shit you guys learn in PE at school, right? Actually becomes quite useful when you become a leader of sport. So we've done this for about 2 minutes now. Let's just do maybe another minute of stretching. I'll really get my hips working. So what I'll do now is I'll go into like a nice long straddle. So feet coming out like that and just hold that position side, side, like that. Also working my wrists like I was doing before with the cat cows and the what was the one I was doing on the wall? I don't even know what I call that one. Nerve glides, that's right, nerve glides. And just, yeah, feeling that nice stretch. Let's just do one more. Get the quads out. Oh. Cool. Again, it's meant to be 5 minutes. That was like 2.5, 3 minutes. You guys can tell me because we're actually filming this. Now finishing off, last thing, banded crab walks. So just gonna grab myself, excuse me, a resistance band, just a booty band, I guess you could call it, putting it on my ankles. I'm gonna just do crab walks side to side. I'm gonna aim for around 30 to 40 repetitions, and I'm gonna do 2 sets. Why I love doing this before I train, it fires my glutes. It makes my glutes like they're so numb, but they're working. And that's so important before an Olympic lifting session, that my glutes are firing. So I don't feel as much strain in my quads, knees, lower back. So it really helps that. So I love doing this drill. So I'll go in a slight bent position, drive my knees out hard so I can feel those glutes activating. And I'm just gonna go from side to side, 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 side. I'm not even counting. I'm just gonna do this until I can't do it anymore. Not literally, but just until it feels, you know, a bit tight or like my glute's gonna fall off. And as you can see, I'm really focusing every time, keep my ass on fire. If I go in like that, it defeats the purpose. I have to keep external, keep it firing, get the glutes working. Glute activation, hamstring work is so important in Olympic lifting, guys. I can't explain how important posterior chain work is in a sport that is so quad dominant. It's something a lot of athletes don't get right, and it's why they have long-term chronic injuries. Oh, that's my first set done. So then what I'll do now, because like I said, I love routine, I'll go and put my Olympic weightlifting shoes on, and that'll be my little 30-second rest. And then I'll pick up this band again and do one more set, and then we'll get into the session. So I'm not going to show you that though, because you guys have seen me enough. Goodbye. Oh, that'll do us. Whew, 25 minutes on the watch, on the dot. Wow, you guys are a treat. 25 minutes, like I said, 22 to 25 minutes like that. But that's how long it takes to warm yourself up before a session. So, you know, when you guys say, oh, you know, I train 2 hours every day, but you don't even do a warm up, like, honestly, you're just losing longevity in the sport. You're just losing minutes on the clock. Do your warm-ups, don't be lazy. Yes, that's it. So like I said, I think I said this in the last video, you guys know what's up. I'm gonna go through each thing. So just to make sure I did everything right, because I'm a bit weird. GHD holds. Did we do that, guys? Yes, we did. We did at the start, 25 kilos, we did 2 sets. We did our machine YTAs over here, 2 sets. We supersetted that. We did our T-spine foam roller with our thoracic spine. We also foam rolled the quad. We triggered our left glute as well as our right scap. We did our nerve glides on the wall each side. We did our cat cows where we were opening up the thoracic. We did our straight leg hold, which is a movement I've been working on with my glute. We stretched. We did our goblet hip rocks with a 10 kilogram dumbbell. We did our hip 90s, and to finish off, 2 sets of our crab walks. So now I'll tick that off. That's all done. Autism is in line and we're ready to train. Let's get it, Caleb. Okay, barbells out. We're gonna do a jersey unveiling. You guys aren't ready for this. Let's take it off. 2008 Wallabies rugby, not 2008, I butchered it. 2007, I know, what a freak I am. 2007 Wallabies rugby jersey. As you guys know, huge fan of rugby union, my favorite team, Wallabies. This is vintage. This is now what, 19 years old, we're in 2026. Best jersey Wallabies ever made. And it looks sick under the BSC compression. I could be a rugby player, but I'm a weightlifter. Would have made more money if I did rugby. Anyways, let's get onto it, guys. So, starting off with the session, we are going to do military presses because we have front squats first. Now, if I was teaching, I would say, why do we do military presses before we front squat? And we don't have any students in the class. So Caleb, you're gonna have to be the student for this example. Why would we do military presses before a front squat? Can you answer the fans?
Oh, is it to open up your thoracic spine?
That's correct. So it's to make sure my lats are feeling a bit more flexible. They're opening up a little bit. And also to warm my wrists as well. Making sure my wrists are in a nice position. Pressing up nice and hard. Down, pressing up nice and hard like that. And walking it in. So just 1 set with the bar. Good student you are, Caleb.
Thank you.
Let's go 70 kilograms will be our first set. And we're just gonna do, 3 sets, 5 repetitions, probably 75 kilos I reckon we'll go. I don't do military presses heavy, and I spoke about this in the last video. Before I was back squatting, I was doing behind the neck presses, but I'm front squatting and I'm doing military presses. Would I ever do the opposite? No, because they don't work the same thing. Military press is really useful for front squats because again, it helps with the lats, the wrists, the flexibility there, and just opens everything up. And I'm getting old now, I'm getting tight, so I need to make sure I'm nice and flexible. Again, I won't do these heavy, I'll just do these at 75 kilograms. And my best military press, I'm not gonna say strict press because some of you guys didn't think it was an actual strict press, is 120 kilograms. So for all the haters out there, my best military press is 120 kilograms. So 75 kilograms is like 65% off the top of my head, primary school maths of that. So let's do the first set. We're gonna get ourselves, before we start, gotta get the headband on, guys. That's the OG Kyle Bruce, isn't it? I literally look like a rugby player. I don't know why I stopped playing rugby. I want to give you guys free content. Okay, let's go military press, first set. So a bit tight, first set's always a little bit, how you going? Okay, first set done, not bad. Feeling all right, it's moving, 75 kilos, it is what it is. I have not been pressing heavy lately. The most I've been pressing 75 kilos. Again, I don't really need to. When I military pressed 120, debatable, I didn't touch more than 90 kilograms. And that was for 2-3 months. Felt good one day. I just did 100 for a double, 110 for a single, 115 for a single, and 120. So military pressing or strength movements like the Olympic lifts, snatch and clean, contrary to popular belief, you actually don't need to train them that heavy. You can stay at lighter weights, more sets, more reps, build up tonnage, and you're still able to hit pretty good singles, you know? 75 kilos, I guarantee if I stayed at this for the next 3 to 4 weeks, I could probably still strict press 110 kilos. So that's sort of my experience when it comes to strength movements. Yeah, cool. My rest is my talking now. And as you can see, guys, stretching out that right lat. I'm just so freaking tight, always in that right lat. All right, let's go next set. Couple front squats there as well. As you can see, I'm starting to be a bit more flexible. Feeling good. Whew. So we'll go 25, no belt still, I don't use a belt, no wraps because it's just 25, but I'll jump to 180 after this and I will put a belt on and I'll probably put some light wraps on. Yeah, moving all right. Not bad for Monday session. Let's make it look nice. 60. Bit of Zangong, bit of Usaka, a bit of Aliko. You name it, we got it at Uplift. Don't ask about the bank account. All right, 180s on the bar. We will put a belt and some wraps on for this one. Chocolate collars up there. Little collar storage. Where's our belt? Wraps. A nice little $2 bag from Thailand. Let's go do them over here. So I'm gonna get through this quick. This is gonna be fast. We're gonna put a timer on. I spoke about this the other week. I'm going to do this in 180, 3x3 front squat, 5 minutes. We're gonna do this in 5 minutes. Now this will be a good test to see where I'm at conditioning wise, because my actual PB for time, I'm not talking weights, I'm just talking about time. I've done a 3x3 front squat in a morning session in 2 minutes and 45 seconds. So that's front squat 3 reps, touch the wall, come back, touch the wall, come back. So if I can do this in under 5 minutes, it's good. I'm in a good position. So this is another thing that I really like to do in my training, is work on my endurance and my conditioning. You know, conditioning is a very underrated element in Olympic lifting. A lot of people focus on just position, technique, and speed, power, and strength, but a lot of people don't get their conditioning right. What happens in competition if you miss an opener, clean and jerk, and you got to follow yourself? You got 2 minutes on the clock. If you ain't practiced your conditioning, you're not getting that next rep. So at the Olympics that happened, missed my opener clean jerk, had a minute and a half, literally a minute, came out, got on the second attempt. You know, if I didn't have conditioning training, I probably wouldn't have got that. So conditioning training is really important. Do it. So So I reckon we keep this rolling, Caleb, so they can like see timestamp, all that type of shit. Should we put a look at the clock? So it's 9:25, and you know the rule with the belt, it's got to come under, because that's just what we do. Under the nice Wallabies jersey. I actually think this jersey is sick, eh?
Yeah.
Weightlifting, let's go. All right, clock is make sure nice and chalked up. I'm not going to take my wraps off for this because just keep them on, and they're not tight, they're just, you know, nice to give my knees a bit of room. You will notice though this first set will be probably the worst. That third set will be moving nice, and that's just warming up because I'm old. All right, 26. We've now started, let's go. All right, let's do it. Let's change the NCS song. What are we going to put on? Let's go. Let's do. Oh, this one. I like this one. Yeah. All right, first set. Move good. Touch the wall and come back. Not gonna take my belt off. Not gonna take my wraps off. They're on tight, but they're not on too tight. All right.
What are some things you keep in mind while you're front squatting, just to make sure you've got the best type of form and keeping it consistent?
Tempo, control, and driving out of the bottom position with aggression and speed. I'll give a more detailed answer once I finish this. But yeah, tempo, control. Really working on tempo because I'm pretty broken. But yeah, tempo, control, and just driving out with good speed. You know, I want to mimic the clean. I want to mimic what I'm going to do when I'm under, you know, 200 plus kilograms. Why not do that now with the front squats? We are going a bit quick though. 9:28 on the clock. When did we start?
9:25.
There we go. Or was it 9:26? I can't remember. Whatever. Let's do it. Last one. I was thinking maybe 190, but we got an injection yesterday. We'll play it safe. We can push it, but we'll just, you know, we got to be here long term, bro. So let's do this last set, guys. 180, last set. How charming, aura music on. But 29, 3 minutes. Let's go. Oh, let's go. Woo. So that's done. 3 minutes, I think that was. You'll see the timestamp because I think Caleb filmed that the whole time. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Yep. So you guys will know exactly how long that took. That's a 3x3 front squat, 180 kilograms. Best front squat's 240, so it's not a big load. 60 kilograms under my vest, of course. But you know, that's a great weight. You know, 180, 190 is really good weight for front squat for me, for sets and reps, because that gives me a good indication where my legs are at. You know, when I'm prepping for a 205, 210 clean jerk, I only really build up to maybe 210 front squat, 2 sets of 2. That would be the most I'll squat at 210 kilograms. And the majority of the work will be done in that 180 to 190 range. Maybe a double, 1 set, 200 like that. So I don't really push the front squats, nor do I push the back squats. That's just something that I've learned over time. I used to push the squats a lot more. I'm a bit smarter now in my training, and I don't do that anymore. So yeah, felt pretty good. So we'll go now on to the next exercise. We did say we're gonna do muscle cleans, but I'm not really vibing muscle cleans today. I don't know why. I want to do muscle snatch. So we're gonna do some muscle snatch. This will be good as well, just to sort of open up that upper back, thoracic, let those wrists come back, all that good shit. We're just gonna do this at 95 kilos, maybe 100 for the camera. Not that it matters. We're gonna do, don't break the mirror, 3 sets of 3. And then we'll finish off with some clean pulls at probably 180 kilos. So that'll do us. And that'll be pretty much it. Session done and dusted, full warm up, as well as, you know, what we're doing. As you can see, guys, look how much more warm that front rack is after doing those squats. Wow, I feel like I could, you know, get down and do that, you know. Still shit, but, you know. Cool. What happened on that first one? Nice. We'll do one more set of that. That'll be 3 by 3, 95 kilograms. Yeah, let's just do that. And then we've got clean pulls. And that's my session, guys. Real easy session today. Nothing crazy, just moving the body. Took you guys through a full warm up. That's what you want to see. I want to get this. Let's go. Woo. 100 for free. That was not expected. I felt good. How'd that look?
It moved really, really well.
Thank you, coach. All right, 100 for free is moving good. Cameraman says so. Oh, that felt good. Happy with that. So, yeah, a little bit of strength work with the front squats, a little bit of technique and speed work with the muscles. Now we're just gonna do some clean pulls. We're just gonna go 180 kilograms, 3 sets of 3, and we're gonna work on position. I'm not gonna pull these fast. I'm only gonna work on my position. You're gonna probably watch these and think, can he clean 180 kilos? That's fine. The point of this is tension in the upper back, squeezing the shoulder blade back, using my legs, because that's something I'm really trying to practice with my cleans. But even though when it gets over 200, I just rip it. But we're gonna work on that now. So we're gonna go 180 kilos, 3 by 3, good position, good technique. I'll take you guys there. So setting that nice position, squeezing the upper back. I'm not focusing on speed, all right? It's just a nice position. This is 190. I cleaned this earlier in the week. First 2 were slow, last one was a bit quicker, just to show you guys I can do it. But that's what I mean, just nice controlled, good position. That's gonna help me when I'm actually trying to pull it fast, when I'm going for heavier cleans. It's just something I always do when I do clean pulls, you know? Just clean pulls, snatch pulls, work more in position, slow the weights down. For me, I don't need to pull it and feel that I can clean it. know I can do it, you know. So yeah, 190, 2 more sets of that, and then we'll wrap it up. Easy.
Go for it.
All right, that is us finished. Pretty easy session. Took you guys through the full warm up, so you know how I warm up now, so you can steal it and copy it, which I know you probably do anyway. Don't do that, but whatever. Front squats, pretty easy, 3 minutes, I think, on the video if you see it. Yeah, muscle snatches, 100 triple and clean pulls, pretty easy session, just 3 exercises, post injection, nothing too crazy. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Bit of a mic'd up session. Went through the warm up in a bit more detail. If there's anything else that you guys want to see on my YouTube videos, because I'm going to try and do these every 2 weeks, leave a comment down below. Obviously like, subscribe, share with your friends, help support the channel. And thanks for watching, guys. Yeah.